Hey guys, I wanted to do a video just giving some advice to people who are newer to Jiu Jitsu. Learning in the beginning can come with a lot of frustration and difficulties. So since I've been training 18 years, I wanted to share some training tips that I think would help speed up the process and save you guys a lot of difficulty along the way. So the first big thing is don't focus on winning, focus on understanding. If you try to gauge your success in Jiu Jitsu based off of how you do in each day-to-day training, you're gonna have a lot of difficulty, right? There's so much random variance in how you do in the beginning with just natural talent, natural base, strength, flexibility, that it can be very, very hard when you're learning because you're going to come in one day and you'll have a good day and you'll come in another day and you'll have a bad day. And if you measure your progress or how well you're doing by how you perform in over one day or a few days, you're always going to have hard times, right? So the best mindset to have when you're developing is to focus on understanding, focus on what you're learning. In the beginning, even if someone's way better than you after they've been training a few months, it has nothing to do with because they worked harder than you or they're more technical or they understand better. It's usually just natural instinct, right? So try to just forget about your progress in the day to day when you start and focus on understanding. If you do that long enough, eventually you're going to get to a point where the people who are just relying on instincts and stuff get phased out. If you can switch your focus from focusing on winning day to day and focusing on learning instead, you're always going to have progress. If you define whether or not it was a good day by whether or not you beat someone or didn't beat someone, you're just going to have up and down days. You're going to have days where you didn't sleep well or that guy felt better and you're going to lose. And you're always going to have this stress and anxiety before you go to the gym because you're expecting a good performance, right? Whereas if you switch your focus when you go into learning so that even if you got armbarred, you learned, oh, I can get armbarred that way. You're always focused on learning. You're always going to have a good day because you're always going to learn. Even if you get your ass kicked the whole class, you will have learned. So making that subtle mental shift will really change your relationship with how you view going to the gym. And again, try to remember that your performance in the beginning has very little to do with how technical you are, how much harder someone else worked. It's just random. Like some people have natural balance. I never had natural balance when I started jiu-jitsu, but I had pretty natural recomposing. Other people are the other way around. They have good natural balance, but they have no recomposing, right? And a lot of that, it's not up to you. It's just random chance. But if you commit yourself to technique and understanding over a period of time, you will become very good at everything, but you have to be patient, focus on understanding, and stop getting caught up in the day-to-day grind and performance. Another major thing is stop trying to see jiu-jitsu as a whole and try to break it down by parts. What I mean by that is often people are looking for these like broad ideas or trends, like always have your elbows tight or always have posture and things like that. People are looking for like quick answers or quick concepts that'll kind of solve all of their problems. The reality is jiu-jitsu is very, very complicated. It's very difficult. An analogy I would give is it's like trying to learn to conduct an orchestra without understanding how each instrument works, right? So positions are like instruments and your jiu-jitsu as a whole is like an orchestra. In the beginning, you want to focus on understanding positions like triangle choke, like start in the triangle choke, specific spar from there, learn how to finish it, triangle choke, arm bar, mount escape, those things. If you focus on learning to do each of those things well and specific training in those positions, researching videos on how to learn those positions, then eventually as you know enough positions, you're going to know what to do everywhere. But if you're trying to look for these broad trends or these broad patterns that are going to connect everything and make everything make sense, that's not how it works. I've been training 18 years and there is less in common about escaping the mount and completing a triangle choke than there is between rugby and football. It's just completely different sports. So again, just try to remember that analogy of like the orchestra and the symphony. Your job in the beginning is to learn how each instrument works. Learn how each position works.